What is up, guys? It's Gage here. Welcome to youbucthat. And today, this is something new, my man, to my channel. I will be doing my fantasy week 2 start and sits. I have 4 players that I highly recommend you start, and 4 that either are injured or too risky to sit or to start. Let's start with the starts. Obviously, the 49ers just announced that Mitchell is injured. Big surprise, especially for the injury history. I kind of had a good feeling this is going to happen, which is why I did not draft him. He's confirmed to be out for 2 months, which is about like 8 weeks. Around that. Obviously, you got to sit him. Guy I recommend, and the 49ers are run heavy. This is why I highly recommend you start him. He has good upside. There's always a possibility he may not do well, but I think this guy's going to do freaking well. Jeff Wilson, if he's in your waivers, if he's a free agent, pick him up and start him. If you don't have the best options at running back, start Jeff Wilson. He's a great pickup, and the 49ers will be running him a lot. So you're going to have the best chance to get a lot of points with Jeff Wilson. Number 2, actually, it'll be 2 players since they're on the same team. Josh Plummer. Start if you have him. If you're struggling at receiver, oh man, I have this guy, freaking rookie from the, let's say you got Jets receiver Wilson. He didn't even get 10 points for me last week. Well, get Josh Plummer. He's going to be taking Keenan Allen's place. I'll get to him in a moment. I would highly recommend starting him if you're struggling at receiver, because he's going to get opportunities since Keenan Allen will not be in the game. So I highly recommend you get Josh Wilson. If you have him in waivers, start him. Everett. So this is going to be a hard game. A lot of defense. Especially the Chiefs versus the Chargers. So I recommend if you don't have a solid tight end, like me, I had Irv Smith. Did not look good. If you're like me and then pick the best tight end, get Everett. He's going to get a lot of looks on Thursday night. And my first star is Jarvis Landry. Had around, I think it was like 15 or 16 points. Start him. Because Winston looked like those are 2 go-to targets. Mike Thomas and Landry. And Landry's going to have a lot of looks. He's going to have a lot of looks on Sunday versus the Bucs. Especially if their defense, he's going to be looking at his most comfortable options. And it looks like Thomas and Jarvis Landry. Number 4, Julio Jones. What? What the hell are you talking about? He's like 33. Highly recommend the Bucs. How they're using him as? They're using him as almost an every down receiver. Run him. He's going for big plays. And we can move around with Russell Gage and everyone that luckily, the Bucs are utilizing the way he should have been with the Tennessee Titans. And Tom Brady will only extend his game, which we've already seen. Julio's looking like the Atlanta Falcons Julio. He's going to be a big fantasy player this year. A great flex. If you're struggling at receiver, pick Julio Jones right now if he's in your waivers. Sits. One of these guys actually contributed to my week 1 loss in one of my leagues. One of my 4. Russell Gage, my name twin. He unfortunately did not have the game I was expecting. Have 4 points. Not good. And as far as I'm saying, especially since I'm a Bucs fan, I have a good look in him. Bucs are not utilizing the way they should be utilizing Russell Gage, especially since him and Tom are really in sync. It's going to take maybe a few weeks to really get in sync with each other. I recommend sit him on your bench. He could be a big factor later in the season once him and Tom have a little bit more time, but I don't recommend. Looks like Tom's main targets are Mike Evans and Julio Jones. Chris Brown will be one of those guys, but he is out. Number 2, Keenan Allen. Hamstring injury. He's having a lot of issues with that right now, so he most likely will not be there tomorrow night. So, recommend sitting him and starting Josh Plummer if you have him. Number three, Chris Godwin. As I mentioned earlier, he's having a lot of injuries. He's a week-to-week kind of receiver. I don't really expect him to really be a big factor till later in the season once he's a little bit more healthy. So I would bench this guy for a little bit until you start seeing more consistency from him during the season. Number four. This is a Vincent report. Alvin Kamara is having rib issues, injury, whatever you want to call it. And they just signed. They signed someone to the practice squad. Someone that you guys might remember, Latavius Murray, former Saint and Minnesota Viking. So he's gonna have so if they're signing someone in the practice squad, they're definitely concerned with the injury. So if you have Mark Ingram, your waivers or in your bench, start him. Because I have a feeling he's going to be big on Sunday. If you see in the past, he's got around 20, 15 points when he had to start. I highly recommend starting Mark Ingram. Or at least keep him on your bench, kind of see if they're going to start him. Because you don't want to start him too early. But regardless, I would bench Alvin Kamara. If you have better options at bench, I highly recommend. Just too risky. Especially as an RB2, it's way too risky with injury. Those are my start and sits for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed this first edition. Tell me your thoughts. Tell me if I should keep doing this per week, because I can do this. I can do this on Sundays before the Thursday night game. And if you guys like this, let me know. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe, comment, tell me your thoughts, and I hope you buck that.